So, what reality are you experiencing in your life? This journey upon this earth is amazing. We have different realities that we are all experiencing. We have so many humans upon the earth, and every single one of them are experiencing a different reality from what you are experiencing. And this is why when we have meetings, or we have politicians, or we have teachers meetings, or we have whatever meetings you gather, you have 10 or 20 people sitting in a meeting, and every single person has its own idea. They never can agree on a single point. Why? Because every single person has their own reality. Reality is the perspective in which you look at life. Reality is the lens in which you look at life. Reality is the frequency you operate on and how you see life. And thereby, you cannot open up and go higher or accept somebody else's perspective of how they see life. So they are looking at life in a certain perspective. Welcome once again to the Lighthouse. My name is Rachel and I am your host. Today we'll be talking about reality. What is your reality? What reality are you operating on? You know, even in a family, you all think different. I know for kids, probably the parents try to feed their reality on their kids, or on their wives, or upon their friends, some of them. But every single human have their own reality. When I talk about reality, it's like, you know, when you have lenses on, you're looking through a particular lens. If I have a particular lens, for example, my lens is yellow and I see just yellow. And you have lens and you see only green. Now, you and I will have an argument. We cannot agree on anything because you see things in green and I see things in yellow. How can we agree? I tell you it's green, I don't understand because I see it yellow. It's my perspective. So you are right and I am right. Nobody's wrong here. It all depends on the perspective, the reality you are in. Now, what does this mean? This means that we have to accept one another. We have to accept each other. You have to be able to be compassionate and understand each other. Put yourself in their shoes. That, okay, maybe he's right and maybe I am wrong. But their reality, this is how they see things. And it is completely okay. They probably have not come to the level where they can see things as yellow or green. Whatever that frequency, whatever that reality the person is operating in is totally okay. If you look at our world today, we have people not agreeing with anything. Some people say this one is rednecks, this one is black, and this one is white, and the perspective, the lenses in which they're looking at things, this is affecting the humankind. How can we ever agree on one thing? How can we ever agree? We can never agree because everybody is seeing things in their own way, their own perspective. It might take time for some people to evolve to another level that probably I might evolve to the point where my reality changes, where I can see things now in green, and or you can now see things in yellow, and now you understand, oh, that is true. Wow, oh, it looks good to see things in yellow or things in green. So we have, as humans upon this journey, we have to accept one another. That whatever your brother is saying or thinking, it's okay. You don't have to judge him because he is seeing things in his own lens, through his own lenses, through his own reality. So I probably put out this video now, for example. Now you watching it, you see this video now. Some may see it when I put it up the first time. Some people might see it after a week, after a month, after a year, after 10 years. For them to see it right now, it's happening right now. Their reality, this is what is happening right now. For somebody that sees it 10 years later, this video feels like it's happening now. So for them, the reality is right now. So spirit, the divine, the Holy Spirit or spirit, operates in energy. Spirit operates only in energy. So energy is happening when it's happening at the time it is happening. So when spirit is moving, it probably is not going to happen simultaneously. It's not going to happen in Brazil as is happening here in Sweden. So when energy is working, it happens where it's happening and not happening in other places. Like the sun is here right now, and then you come to a place like Australia or the United States, there's no sun because they are still asleep. So you see, their reality is nighttime. My reality here in Sweden is sunny, beautiful. We're awake. So you see that we can be filled up in the whole world, but our realities are different. And this is dependent on our consciousness. Your consciousness, what consciousness are you operating from? Is it upgraded? Is it the middle? Is it very low? What is your consciousness? Whatever your consciousness is and how you upgrade your consciousness, your reality starts to change. Your perspective of life, people, how you interact with humans, how you interact with animals, how you interact with things start to change. When I was in Africa, the perspective, my reality was cats are all bad. This was in my consciousness. And then when I came to Sweden, my reality changed. My consciousness changed. I found out that cats were not witches like they said they were. I found out that cats were the most wonderful family friends you can have. And cats can take out all the rats in your house. So my reality changed, and I thought, oh, if I knew this many years ago, I would have had lots of cats. So you see, my reality has changed. So even when I go back to Africa, I would still love cats because my reality, my perspective has completely changed because my consciousness has been upgraded to understand that these animals were put here for a reason. And you don't just give names or tags and call things names just because somebody said it down the line. You have to experience life to upgrade your consciousness, and this changes your perspective and how you see things in life. This is the best way that we can love our neighbors as we love ourselves, because you do not judge your neighbor. You accept them for what they are. You are compassionate and understanding that they probably are not seeing things the way you see it, and it is completely okay. But you know yours, you know your truth, and it is completely okay. You leave them to grow and come up to that level when they need to. You do not need to force anybody or convince anybody to think or see things the way you do. You cannot give your lenses to the other person. The other person must be willing to come up to that level and want to share and see things the way you see them so they can change their consciousness. So what reality are you living in? What is your experience on a day-to-day basis? And remember, reality is different from every place. It's different here now, it's different over there. Reality is not the same everywhere. In some places, people are having a good time. In other places, their reality is war, sadness, and poverty, and famine. So reality is different everywhere. Some people say, oh, I think the world is a wonderful place. Other people think this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Reality is different. So you have to accept that people see things the way they see it, and it's okay. You don't need to convince them. But if they want help, you can stretch out a hand and say, why don't you borrow my link just for a short while? You could see things differently for a little while and then see what you think. But if they don't want, do not force anybody, because reality is for everyone to experience life at their own pace and at their own time. So think about this. What is your reality? Are you enjoying your reality? Do you want to upgrade your reality? Is it something you want to work on? Or you're comfortable in your reality? This is all up to you. Remember, it's free, completely free will. Think about this and try to work on this if there's something you need to work on. And remember, I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace. Peace. Peace.